Alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price for 2-Minute Drill on this Saturday. Tennessee out on the cold and windy practice field this morning. Brent, when you look at what this team's continued to get done, they've started to move some guys around the offensive line. I told you that Darnell Wright had told me when he was out with the locker room back in February he'd feel comfortable moving to the right. Clearly that's something that they're going to look at as they try to get Gerald Mincy and J.J. Crawford ready at left.
Yeah, that certainly. And then that guy like Dane Davis might even work inside some and be a little bit of a swing guy who could play multiple spots. So it's about trying to build some depth and trying to figure out what part fits where the best. And talking to Alex Goldish today, I think that's the next step for the run game, is that really develop that continued cohesion with their front five.
Wide receiver Chaz Nimrod continues to impress coaches through the first 3 practices.
And he's a guy that we mentioned in the War Room back in February that we had heard that was playing the ball well, runs well. And I think all those guys have played, have gotten off to a pretty fast start because of all the install stuff that they could do. But as Goldish said today, Chaz Nimrod's a guy who says, get me the ball. He kind of, shows everybody I can go get it, demands the ball, first in line for reps, everything else. Got a great work ethic about him. He's a guy that, of all those receivers, has probably generated as much buzz as anybody the last 5 or 6 weeks.
Now, I will say this. He did throw some praise towards Jimmy Holiday, Jimmy Callaway. Just talked about how much more comfortable and how much they've grown, because a year ago they still didn't know much, and they've started to figure things out this offseason.
Well, and here's the thing for both those guys. Last year was tough, okay? I mean, here's a team early in the year, they're playing a pretty heavy rotation of guys, and then all of a sudden, to be their best offensively, they felt like they had to pare that rotation down, which meant no reps really for those guys at the receiver spot. Credit to them for continuing to work last fall. They didn't jump in the portal and leave at first moment's notice. They see this as a real opportunity for them, and I think they're taking advantage of that. Both of them physically look the best they've looked since they've been at Tennessee.
Big recruiting day here at Tennessee as well. Let's start with Brandon Strozier, the Atlanta corner or Georgia corner. Good-looking kid, tall. Tennessee continues to trend in the right way there. Then there's Zach Myers from Christ School over Nashville. Tennessee, I feel like that is in the best spot they could be in there. I think he's going to end up reclassifying. He was going to be a 24 now, so I think he'll reclassify to the 23 spot. Probably look up for him at safety there. Nathan Robinson looks like $1 million, continues to put on weight, continues to look really good. Saw Rodney Garner go over there and, give him a fist bump before practice today, and clearly, Tennessee has positioned themselves well there. Kentucky and Ole Miss very much still in this one. That one by no means is done, but Tennessee, again, when you think about where they were a couple months ago, I think Tennessee's really kind of moving in the right direction there.
And they've made him a priority. I mean, he is really, he's been a priority, but he's a different level priority when you look at where he's at physically right now. I think that's something that resonates pretty clearly with Nathan Robinson and his family as well.
Tennessee did throw out an offer to Tyler Atkinson at 2026 out of Georgia. Really good looking kid, originally from Knoxville, lives down near Grayson now, down there Atlanta. I think they're close to offering Brandon Jacobs' son as well. And then as far as Brew McCoy, will arrive tomorrow and be here through Tuesday. That's a look for the 2-Minute Drill. He's Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price.